and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the recent money troubles we've been seeing by multiple clubs in the National League, sort of Hartlepool, Dagenham&Redbridge, Macclesfield and also Chester. I'm going to be talking about some other stuff about the modern game with all the money we're seeing as well. So make sure you subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to reach 1,500 subscribers by the end of February, and I want to say a massive thank you for the support shown on the Tranmere match reaction to all the Tranmere fans that came over. It's much appreciated, and let's try and smash 35 likes in this video, and let's get into it. So today's video is going to be quite uncut. I've been thinking about this quite for a while, and I thought I just really want to talk to you guys about it and get my opinions onto you guys, and just really talk about the modern game, about each club's individual story as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first club to go through this was Hartlepool United. If you don't know their history, to get relegated from the Football League, and they were losing about £130,000 a month reportedly, which is a lot of money. And of course, going from the EFL down to the National League is a very big jump. And obviously, they were unexpectedly went down, so they were in money troubles already. And then in about January time, we heard that they were going to need to raise £200,000 in order to save the club, basically, or a VAT charge. And there was a public outroar. You see it on Twitter. It was trending on Twitter. It was trending, and I think the Just Giving page is 100,000. I don't know that exact number yet, but they needed to save that money. We thought they were saved when an owner was going to buy the club, and then he eventually pulled out, which is very unfortunate to see. And now they're in sort of limbo period, pleading to the authorities to make sure that, you know, maybe the value of that £200,000 goes down, and they're losing money as well. So it's obviously really sad to see. I was going to do a video about this individually, but I've seen so many other clubs go through it as well, so I thought I'd talk about it more as well. And obviously, Jeff Selling's also got involved. He was paying a bit of the money off as well, and promoting the cause. It's been great to see the outcry. I posted on Instagram about it, and a lot of you guys actually messaged me saying you donated it to it, which was great to see. And hopefully Hartlepool United are hopefully going to be saved. Save the Pools. So then the next club was Chester FC. FC obviously played them and we lost 1-0, but that's not the real story. They needed to raise £50,000, and they are a supporter-owned club. And they needed something short-term in order to keep the business and the club running. So they needed £50,000. And this one is quite positive. They're currently on about 42,000, which is great to see. And Chester FC will likely be a club that will be... the club will still exist. But hopefully for them, they'll be looking to maybe stay in the National League, of course. They're struggling for relegation as well. And if they go down to the National League North, it could get even tougher to help survive as well in a lower league. And it's another example of the fan spirit that we are capable of, to raise £50,000 for Chester FC, which is incredible. They had a very high attendance at a youth match because there was no real home game near it, so they got a real high attendance for their youth fixture, and they all came in and helped raise the money. But they've still got some way to go, so I'll leave all the links to the Hartlepool, and if you want to learn more information about it, maybe donate as well. So yeah, their catchphrase is back the Blues. That's it. Then the next club was Macclesfield Town, who are currently who were currently top of the league, but they still have a game in hand, so could go back top. They've got one of the smallest budgets in the National League, so maybe this isn't unexpected, but their players went unpaid in January, and the owner didn't really tell them a lot about it. And this probably led to some really bad form. In their last 3 games, they've only got 2 points, which may not seem too bad or too bad really. But this led to really poor results. A draw 0-0 against Solihull Moors, who are near the bottom of the table. And then they lost to AFC Fylde 6-0. I watched the highlights of the game, and it could have been more. There was some poor goalkeeping, but it was a very poor game for them. And then they drew 2-1 to Torquay, who again are struggling as well and have lost big games. And you would not expect top of the league to be drawing with Torquay. So I think you can understand maybe why this nosedive is happening. They've also maybe lost their an injury to a big part of their squad, Joe Quigley. So Macclesfield, I think the they will be paid on January 5th. But again, to hear that top of the league is now affected, I know they have one of the smallest budgets of the league in top of the league, and to not be able to play your players is something very alarming, and that was Macclesfield Town. So then the fourth club we then heard about was Dagenham&Redbridge. Their chairman, Simon Hopkin, or I think that's what his name is, left the club, and they need a new purchaser, and they've been struggling with money as well. And but luckily for them, they don't have as large of debt maybe Hartlepool or Chester have to deal with, so they should be okay in retrospect. But their form has kind of dipped a little bit. They did lose to Solihull Moors 2-1, and again, I think every time these sort of financial owner things go down, I feel that this affects the players. They say they don't, but it does. I think Hartlepool have affected, Chester have certainly been affected, Macclesfield have definitely been affected, losing 6-0 and dropping points against sides they should really be beaten, and so with Dagenham&Redbridge as well. And if we look higher up, we've seen some things with like Holt, and I feel that they would be going for automatic promotion if there wasn't such problems behind the scenes with people like Roland and not being able to get him out of the club. So I think that all of these clubs will all be affected. If you have any sort of money issues, things behind the scenes, it's going to affect the players, as they don't know if they're going to get paid. So, yeah. But these are 4 significant stories that we've heard, but there's probably lots and lots of more stories lower down the leagues. We've seen, I remember a small team had, I think, I thought it was, the team's name was, and they went into administration as well, and there's a lot of other clubs that probably are going through the same sort of things that National League clubs are going through, but we just don't hear about it. So it's very, very worrying time for anyone supporting a non-league club at the moment. So if you are a Premier League fan, you're probably wondering, this probably happens very, very often, but the thing is, something that annoyed me was the money that Alexis Sanchez and other big players are getting paid. Obviously, we've seen Neymar getting paid like ridiculous amount of money, even like a second he's getting paid like £10 or something. It simply is ridiculous. Alexis Sanchez is getting paid 400 grand a week, and this is a week, and that would be able to save literally pretty much solve all of the non-league clubs' problems, and it's very worrying for non-league fans. And I don't feel that the FA particularly are worried about non-league clubs. Non-league clubs do a lot for their communities. They provide academies, they provide local football teams for, I know Ebbsfleet have an academy which provides local teams, which helps the community out, and other stuff like that. You know, sports clubs gets young people outside supporting their local team, helping local businesses around that club as well. For example, Hartlepool, quite a big town. It's a well-supported club, and if you take that out of the community, you know, you're going to lose a big investment for your town. And this is obviously not just Alexis Sanchez's fault. I think it's the whole fault of the pretty much the whole Premier League. They're getting so much Premier League TV money, and this is just going to set to increase, in my opinion, when sort of Twitter, Instagram, Facebook get involved with those TV rights and just take those TV rights away from them and the money that they're going to get paid. But this doesn't filter down to the National League and all that other stuff, unfortunately, as to be honest, they struggle. Most clubs are just paying their wages, and it's very, very sad to see, like we've seen with Macclesfield and other examples as well. So maybe what the FA needs to do is maybe put a wage limit. There isn't much that the FA or UEFA are willing to do. They want to keep this rising. They want to make more money for themselves. And at the end of the day, for these clubs, for these organisations, all it is about is money. There's no sort of community spirit. They may have put this sort of financial fair play in, which is pretty useless in my opinion, as to punish someone for buying too many players, paying players too much money, and you fine them with money. It just seems ridiculous. Surely you should be suspending them from the Champions League, which risks them a lot of money, which they could have got. But no, they won't be doing that, because that ruins, that loses them a lot of money. And it's all about the money, unfortunately. It's not about the community spirit, the thousands of volunteers that work at non-league tirelessly, who are the heart and soul of the club, the supporters that go every week to watch their team. that's all forgotten about, and players are paid ridiculous amount of money, and it's obviously been sad to see. So there's not much I can hopefully do. I hope that all these clubs are all okay. Macclesfield, Dagenham&Redbridge, Chester and Hartlepool. I hope all of them are okay. Obviously, it's very, very worrying to see. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you smash that like button, and let's try and smash 35 likes in this video. Make sure you subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you later.